There's this phrase that gets bandied about when it comes to Valve quite often, and that phrase is Valve does nothing and wins. But I don't think that that's true. In fact, I think that there's a lot of things that Valve does that makes Steam a much better place for me to buy and play my games. Everything seems to be getting more expensive, so I wanted to show you a way that you can save a little bit of money. This is Eneba.com, a massive gaming marketplace where you can buy game keys, gift cards, subscriptions for pretty much every platform. There's no reason to still be paying full price for games if you don't have to. Games that go for $60 or $70 on Steam, you can get them for way cheaper on Eneba. For example, Resident Evil Village is currently $40 on Steam, but you can get it on Eneba for just $6.53. That's a ridiculous deal. And Eneba is not limited to just Steam games. You can also get Xbox Game Pass codes, DLC, Steam wallet cards as well. Eneba uses verified sellers and is trusted by millions. It has an excellent Trustpilot rating, and your code lands in your email just a few minutes after you buy. Plus, they do cash back on lots of orders, so you get to save even more. So if you would like to pay less for the games that you know you're going to be buying anyway, check out the link in the description down below or pinned in the comments. If you use that link, you're going to be supporting the channel and saving money at the same time. Now, back to the episode. And if you're looking for an example, I can think of no better example than what just happened this week. Valve just gave us a new way to organize our wish list. Now, I don't know about you, but when I'm going to say probably about once every 3 months, I go into my wish list on Steam and then I just start deleting stuff. And half of the things that are in there, I don't remember why I added them. Like I see a game and I'm like, oh, that looks kind of interesting. And so I add it to my wish list. And then I get an email that says, hey, this game from your wish list is on sale. And I go and I look at it and I'm like, I'm not really sure why that appealed to me at the time. But Valve just gave us a way to categorize all of the games on our wish list so that we can remember what it is about this that we found appealing at the time. So let's take a look at the actual patch notes that Valve sent over. Here it says, with so many games on Steam, players are wishlisting more and more titles. True. Existing options like ranking and filtering are great, but players have asked for even more ways to manage their Steam wishlist. Today, we're adding categorization as well as improved search and sharing to the wish list. Let's first take a look at categories. It says, first and foremost, the ability to create and assign custom categories to games on your wish list. You might want to create from a custom category for games that you saw featured in a cool event, games best played with a controller, or even games you have in mind for someone else. What I really like about this is we're going to be able to add different categories, so you don't have to just assign it to one category. So maybe I'm looking through a bunch of roguelikes, which is a genre that I absolutely love, and I see a bunch of them. Well, I can say, okay, well, I'm going to add this to the roguelike category of my wish list. So the next time that I am in the mood for a roguelike and none of the roguelikes that I already have look appealing, I can just go to the roguelikes category in my wish list and then pick something from there instead of having to scroll through all of them. Because most of the time, the reason that I end up going through and culling my wish list is because it's gotten too big to really be useful anymore. And another thing that I really like about this is they're giving us the ability to add our frequent categories from our on wish list to the store, to the drop down on the store pages. So let's say it's a Steam Next Fest and I'm deciding to make a video about, games that I tried during the Steam Next Fest that I'm adding to my wish list. Well, I can easily add that as something that I can just find from the quick drop down. And then I can build a wish list specifically of the games that I played during a Next Fest so that I can make a video about it later. But my favorite thing about this is, you know how you get games on your wish list and then you get that email that I talked about earlier, this game is on sale. Awesome stuff, right? But I don't want that for every single game that's on my wish list. Sometimes I just put things on a wish list so that I can remember it later, not necessarily because I'm looking to buy it right away. When that happens, now we're able to say, okay, I only want to get notifications for games that are on sale on this category, and the rest of the categories can be ignored. And that is absolutely awesome. And since we're talking about demos, I have always said, if you believe in your game, then you should make a demo, because if your game is actually fun and you give people a chance to play it, then they're way more likely to buy it. So now I really like it that we're going to be able to set it up so we get alerts anytime a demo has been added to a game that previously didn't have a demo, if it's on our wish list. Now, one of the things I do all the time is when I find a game that I think it might be appealing to one of my friends, I will usually just send them a link to that game so that they can pick it up for themselves, whether I'm interested in that game or not. Well, one of the things that you can do with Valve's new way of categorizing your wish lists is I can make a wish list that is for, we'll say, Jimmy from Deck Ready, or Rich from Fan the Deck, or Russ from Retro Game Core, or Carrie from The Fox. And if you know those people, then you probably have checked out my podcast, which we record almost every week, and we sit down and talk about video games. Anyway, I can make a wish list for each one of them. And then as I'm going through, I can say, oh, this is a game that I think Jimmy's really going to like. And I can set it to that particular wish list. And then it says right here, I can share that wish list with Jimmy. So when I add games to that wish list, he can see it and then pick up the games that he finds appealing, instead of me having to go through on each and every game and share that out individually. I think that that's a really great feature. Next up, I want to talk about the Steam machine. Mine is back there sitting on the floor in a box. I still haven't opened it. And the reason why is because I'm currently moving into my new house. We have no TVs in this house at this point. Well, that's not true. We have a bunch of TVs, but none of them are up and mounted on the walls yet. So I still have a lot of work to do. And that's why I have yet to open up my Steam machine. But one thing that I think is going to be absolutely a killer feature for my Steam machine when I do get it hooked up is the ability to use multiple accounts on it. And Valve is making that simpler, which I really, really like. You see, with the Steam machine, the whole reason that I bought it is my main PC is going to be here in the NerdNest, but in the house, because I'm above my garage right now, in the house, I'm going to have the Steam machine so that I can still play my games in the living room from time to time. Well, I'm going to be the primary person who's playing games on that, but my son might want to play games from his gaming catalog on there. And so we're going to want to make sure that he has his own account on the Steam machine as well. Well, Valve just updated how accounts are going to work on SteamOS, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. So let's take a look at what they said. General. Allow changing account while a game is running. In this case, the change account dialog shows a warning that proceeding will close the active games. So let's say that I've been playing a game and I pause it and I, set the controller down and I go and do something else, and I haven't played in a couple of days, and my son is looking to play a game. Well, he can easily just switch to another account. The thing is going to pop up. It's going to say, hey, we're going to close the game that's playing right now. He'll probably say, hey, Dad, can I do that? And I'll say, yeah, go ahead. It's not that big a deal. I don't think I'm going to lose all that much progress. So he'll close that down and he'll jump right into the game that he wants to play, which is awesome. The next thing I think is actually really important, because it's actually affected me a couple of times where I was playing a game on my main PC and I shut the game off and then turn off my PC relatively quickly. And I did it so fast that the cloud sync hadn't finished yet. So then the next time I went and I picked up my Steam Deck and I picked that up and I start playing a game on, or I want to start playing that same game on my Steam Deck. Well, what happens is the cloud save has not yet transferred the right way. And so I've lost progress because of that. That is an incredibly frustrating thing. So what Valve has done now is they've made it so that if you have just closed a game and it's currently uploading your save to the cloud, it's not actually going to really shut down, even if you tell it to, until after that cloud sync is done. That is a really great quality of life feature that honestly isn't going to affect that many people, but I feel like this is the kind of feature that if it works properly, then you're never going to know that it actually happened, which goes right along with Valve's "it just works" mentality. And again, since my Steam machine is going to be in the living room and multiple people are going to be using it, it's really important that when you first turn it on, it asks you who is actually playing right now. This is something that I didn't realize that it didn't already do, because my current Steam machine, my main PC for gaming, was really only used by me. But now that I've got a device that's going to be used by a bunch of different people, having the ability to have it automatically say who's playing right now is something that I think is going to help out a lot of people. And it's also going to keep people from logging into the wrong file and maybe messing up somebody's save game, which I think is a big deal. And since my Steam machine is going to be in the living room, there is one thing that I'm going to absolutely be hooking up to it, and that's this hard drive right here, which contains all of my emulation ROMs. These are probably going to have to be reset up because they're currently set up using RetroDeck, and I'm going to be switching over to EmuDeck. Now the EmuDeck completely supports the Steam machine. Here's the tweet from EmuDeck. It says, the Steam machine is now EmuDeck ready. We fixed some bugs related to SD card detection and missing controls in some emulators. These fixes are automatic, so just launch any emulator from game mode and it will fix itself. No need to go back to desktop mode or to reinstall. I'm going to have to reinstall because this is set up for as per RetroDeck, but once I get my Steam machine hooked up in the living room, it's going to be really, really easy for me to get everything that's on here on the screen, and then I can have all of my emulators on a really beefy, I know that the Steam machine is not a super powerful machine, but it's got a pretty decent CPU, and that means it's going to handle emulation incredibly well. But let me know what you guys think of these updates in the comment section down below that like button. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe. From the NerdNest, I'm Bill. Thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Stay rad, everybody.